Founded in 2019, She Achievers is an executive association which embodies leading female entrepreneurs, corporate executives, and professionals who have won awards at the annually held Feminine Ghana Achievement Awards. The She Achievers Initiative stands for women empowerment and gets the voices of women heard on important economic and social matters while making them role models and mentors to a whole new generation of business and social entrepreneurs, executives in private enterprise and public institutions, as well as professionals. The initiative is backed by the objective of furthering the cause of women in the country by addressing some of the pressing challenges which women face, particularly as entrepreneurs, professionals, and as corporate executives, as well as making concerted efforts to overcome them for the benefit of women as a whole. A She Achiever is open to a world of business and professional opportunities as they also get the chance to make an indelible and powerful positive impact on Ghana's womanhood in general. Why be a She Achiever? As a She Achiever, you get the opportunity to build your personal and professional reputation by actively empowering women with huge but hitherto unexploited upward potential. Members are each issued a unique She Achievers e-discount card, which does not only entitle the holder to substantial price discounts on products and services offered by other members, but also guarantees VIP treatment when patronizing these goods and services. Members also have access to a ready market made up of all other members to market each other's goods and services, as well as access to the She directories, which provides details of women-owned businesses for further business relationships or partnerships. The Feminine Ghana Achievement Award Scheme is an initiative put in place to identify, publicly recognize, and reward women whose personal and professional conduct have been exemplary and whose achievements have been outstanding. The awards seek to publicly recognize women in Ghana who have achieved outstanding accomplishments in various forms of endeavor across both the public and private sectors, such as entrepreneurs, professionals, corporate executives, public institutional managers, diplomats, sportswomen, traditional rulers, and many others. Past awardees are allowed to nominate or recommend people to be nominated for the various categories, and the public is also allowed to nominate people through a public nomination portal, after which these nominees are assessed through various criteria to select winners. The next edition of the Gala Award conferment ceremony is scheduled to take place at the Accra Marriott Hotel on the 10th of June 2022 at exactly 5 p.m.
Hello, Africa. You're here on ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show, the show that tackles issues pertaining to women as they contribute to national development. We are right here at SEEPS at East Legon here in Accra, Ghana, where we'll be talking to women in leadership, and they are known as the She Achievers. Everyone is being encouraged to join this group, and we'll want to interview some of them to actually find out the reason why they're calling on several other women to join this particular group of She Achievers. So join me, ladies and gentlemen, as I make welcome Mausi Nudeko Auti. Right? Okay, so you're welcome to the show. All right. I wouldn't take much of your time because I can see that you really have to be somewhere else, but I'll need you to help me educate or inform women who are watching us right now about a leadership success lesson that you've learned over the years as you've done your business.
Thank you very much for having me on your show. I'm Mausinu Dekwawiti, and the Director General of Ghana TVET Service and the founder of Network of Women in Growth, a non-governmental organization. Over 20 to 30 years, I've been involved in women's rights issues. And going along the years, I realized that to be able to be very successful in whatever you do, the woman should be passionate about three things: the head, the heart, and the hands. The head, the heart, and the hands. And that is what rolls her into success. The head, you should be a critical thinker. The heart, you should be passionate. Whatever you get yourself involved in, you should be passionate. And the usage of the hands to be able to hold somebody along. I always say that an empowered woman is the woman who uses the power within herself to do things, the power within, the power to do, and the power with. The power width is by carrying people along. Now, to be very successful, you have to think about the kind of legacies that you will leave behind. At the base of the pyramid, you find many women at the base of the pyramid. Now, how do we lift these women from the base and get them to the middle level and get them to the top? The pyramid is so sharp. So you realize that the base is so broad and very few people are at the top. So how do we let the pyramid grow longer so that the base that is not so broad? So the successful woman is supposed to really, really get to the rural areas. The critical masses are there. They need to be supported. They need to be guided. They need to be mentored. So for me, my success in life is about the number of lives that you have affected. How many people have you carried along? How many lives have you changed? How many lives have you imparted? How many people have you supported so that they'll be able to put food on their table, to look after the family, to look after the children? Because if you empower one person, it means that about 6 other people would benefit from that empowerment. So the women in Ghana are doing that, but I think we can do that a lot more. Let's not we find ourselves in the cities, but majority of the people are in the rural areas. And when you tap one out, you change the life in that rural area. And by the time you realize, that small community becomes a bigger community. And in the next 10, 20 years, that small community that you saw, because one person has been able to change lives, you realize that many of those children there are now attending school. They come home with great ideas, and they also affect and carry people along.
And they call me Eugene. When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pampas, so we try to suicide. Yeah, let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the button gonna do, we dey go straight to start. I'm gonna take you to next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Energy next level. But baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take you to next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Next level. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Let's go into a world of taste and wonder, where homegrown natural ingredients burst with the flavor of real buttery love. From the skilled bakers at McBerry comes a fabulous shortbread biscuit, baked to absolute perfection. London shortbread biscuit, made with real butter for that superb melt-in-your-mouth experience. Once you take a bite of London shortbread biscuit, you experience the wonder, magic that goes into the making of perfect shortbread biscuit. McBerry Original London Shortbread Biscuit. The finest, hottest recipe shortbread proudly made in Ghana. Simply irresistible.
Hello, everyone. We are still here at the She Achievers event here at CEIBS, East Legon, Accra, Ghana, where I'm getting to meet the Vice President of She Achievers in the person of Professor Alabi. And I'm going to be asking her pertinent questions that people always pose to women. And she's going to be answering or responding to them from a very professional perspective because she has gotten to a position where she can tell her story. So you're welcome to the show. Thank you. So let's get on to the first question. And the first question is, Professor, a lot of times women get to leadership positions and people are expecting them to fail, or people want them to fail because they feel that we are not good enough. Do you get afraid sometimes yourself?
I would say not that I have thought about, because first of all, since I was a little girl, I was taught and I learned to believe in myself. And so I believed that I was capable of achieving my dreams if I worked hard and I was disciplined about it and focused. So these were things, some of the values I learned very early on in life from my parents, and I think they have propelled me. So I don't stop to think, what if I fail? Because I learned that failure is part of success because it prepares the way for us to discover ourselves and discover what we could have done better to improve. If you think that you should not fail, then you're already a failure.
If you think that you should not fail, then you are already a failure.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was very precise. So do not think that you should not fail.
Yeah. Because the secret of success is not how hard you work. It's your ability to bounce back when you fall. Your ability to pick the pieces together and say, regardless, this is why it happened, and I think I can make it better. So that spirit, and this is actually a science. It is the science of success, which is called the adversity quotient. The people who have been observed to climb very high up are not the people who have necessarily so much of money or people who were born with a silver spoon in their mouths, but it is those who have the ability to withstand adversity.
Wow. Okay, so now that we know that we don't need to actually think that we're going to fail because it means that you've started failing already, I'd like you to let us know what strategy you feel that women need to adopt to be able to find themselves in leadership positions.
I think that first of all, we need to have an intentional approach of developing women. And I would call it a personal development program. We need to have guidance and counseling as a very serious part of our education, of our development culture in Ghana. I also think that we need mentoring and coaching as the second one. We should be able to let younger women identify some of the women who have been very successful in their various fields of endeavors and have them as role models. Visit them from time to time. They should not be afraid of who they are because that is the beginning of success. Go to the women you admire. Tell them, I admire you. I want you to coach or mentor me, and it is the beginning. But we need to have also a deliberate program for that. And I also think that the media has a role to play. I mean, sometimes I wonder how we project, excuse my language, what somebody could consider insanity. And we project them so much that they become the acceptable norm. Nudity, people who are doing things that may not be encouraging, people who are saying things like, as a woman, the only way is to do A, B, C, D before you can succeed. Women who are perpetuating this kind of mentality, why do we project them so much on social media? Why don't we channel that energy to projecting women who have achieved, women who are making a difference in their own small way, no matter what? If we can project that, that would become the example for other younger women to emulate.
Great. I know I told Professor I'm going to be asking her only 2 questions, but there's a bonus one, Professor. And that has got to do with, okay, maybe let's say a leadership success lesson that you would like to share with women who are watching us right now.
First of all, I would say that leadership begins with you and no other one. If you cannot lead yourself, you cannot lead other people. So have confidence in yourself. Know that you are unique. No one else can be you. And your life can never ever be repeated. So live it. Live your life to make an impact. Do not live other people's lives. And remember, you're a leader not because of what you have, but because of what you give. Give what you have to society, your service, your skill, and you would make your difference and imprint your name in the hearts of men and women.
Great. Thank you so much, Professor. We definitely will get her in the studio to be able to talk more about women leadership, all right? Great. Hello, Africa. ETV Ghana's African Women's Voices show is still here at the She Achievers event. And right now, we're going to be getting to meet a lecturer at the Ashesi University. And she is Dr. Jan. So we're going to be asking her one particular question that I know may be bothering you right now, and it has to do with fear. We're going to find out if Dr. Jan actually gets afraid as a woman leader sometimes. Dr. Jan, you're welcome. Thank you. All right. So, you know, a lot of times women have this burden on them when they find themselves in leadership roles. You find that there's this fear about, okay, a lot of people want me to fail, or a lot of people are expecting me to fail. How do I, get myself together to actually succeed? Because I know I can do this. Do you get afraid sometimes?
I wouldn't say afraid, but we live in, it's termed a man's world. And so sometimes when women get into leadership positions, they kind of are tensed up or too anxious in that position. But I don't think that women should be afraid. Your confidence has brought you to where you are. Whatever you've put in to get to where you are should be what your focus should be on, and I believe that take you to wherever you want to go. So let's rule out fear. Women, we can make it, we can achieve, and we can move into higher heights.
Hello, Africa. We're still here at the She Achievers event. And right now, I'm going to be talking to Akwele Lai. She's Ghanaian who used to stay in the Gambia and has returned to Ghana. My question to her is, I'd like to find out the reason why a lot of women always talk about the fact that they find it difficult to access credit. If she has got an idea around the reason why they're not able to access this, we want to hear it because she has a financial background. You're welcome, Akwele. Okay, so please, take it away.
Thank you. I think to start off with that, women have so much potential and so much capacity to do a lot. And one of the challenges probably is the fact that we are not able to, at many times, articulate the planning process and what exactly it is that you want to do. So in accessing finance, the companies or the people who are going to give you that finance want to be sure that you have the skills to manage that finance appropriately, that you have a well thought out plan, and that whatever they invest in is going to reap, the right kind of returns. So I think what is very important for every woman is to really take time to build the skills, to understand what it is that you want to do, understand the market that you are entering into, build your capacity in terms of knowing how to manage the finance so that whatever investment you get is actually able to yield the right returns. And then, of course, this builds capacity also in terms of how you manage your own time, the resources you have, the people that you are working with, the people that you are selling to, the people that you are buying from. Just remember all the time that anybody who is investing wants to see a good return. And so you have to be able to demonstrate that you thought the process through and that you are not going to waste the resource, but you are going to use it very, very wisely. So I think that every opportunity that we have, not just as women, but primarily as women, to build the skills and the capacity to be able to actually manage finances that are coming into our hands is something that we should take up, so that when you have that opportunity, you can blow everybody away with a very well thought out plan.
Amazing. All right, women. So next time when you want to access credit, you need to actually put into consideration what Aquila is saying, okay? Anybody who wants to give you money would want to be sure that you're going to put it to good use. So if you're not able to prove that, then it's going to be a challenge for you to be actually able to get that funding that you want. So we'll be talking to the next person. Do not go away.
Say Black Stars, Ghana for nyina damwase. Atadwe ya tidenne. Black Stars, mama ye ni aje. Kata 22, yana ye kobie. Black Stars, moya die. Ghana, say Ghana, yeah. Kata 22, a High Sense World Cup. Shana High Sense TV so. Now one clear, now what's in the clear? Now I show no mobile phone so dear, a High Sense mobile phone. And would down and it down. Now per se, who be a boya. Now man will feel it ya, a High Sense home theater. High Sense, everyday prices for everyday people. High Sense, official sponsor, FIFA Qatar 22 World Cup.
And they call me UJ. When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pumpy, so we try to suicide. Let bygone be bygone. I didn't see what the button go do. We go straight to stardom. I'm gonna take you to next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Energy next level. Back baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll take you to next level. Oh my baby, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
At Don't Goodness level, excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Rap na go no and cinnamon rappers you go share ya no se pop e di man na wo beti ben follow me rap nenda e boy so culture be kubalo rap no dey preach you share our kasa enjade masa you for rest we be the chief we be the battle of rappers.
The search for the next rap god begins. Which rapper is bold enough to step up and claim the bragging rights as the winner of Rapture 2022? Which rapper is going to walk away with the 10,000 Ghana Cedi Stone Gold Cash? Rappers, register now if you believe you're the future of rap culture in Ghana. Visit www.yfmghana.com. Click on the Rapture artwork, register, and we will send you a beat via your email. Freestyle on that beat and post on social media and tag which YFM you want to audition at. If it's Accra, tag at Y1079FM. If it's Kumasi, tag at Y1025FM. If it's Takrade, tag at Y979FM with the hashtag Rapture on Y. Registration ends on the 21st of May 2022. This year, there will be live auditions, so get ready to face the judges. With 10,000 Ghana Cedis cash on the line, do you think you have enough bars? Well, prove it. Rapture on Y. For the future, for the culture. For more details, call 024-393-5358. Terms and conditions apply.
YFM Rapture Season 2 is brought to you in partnership with ETV Ghana.
Hello, I'm Apostle Lian Kofi, the General Overseer of the Lord's Garden Ministries. 31 years ago, I had lupus, but the official diagnosis was made 2 years after. My symptoms were, in the beginning, kidney involvement, which later on manifested also in a malar rash, and that is when it was diagnosed. But throughout the period of the active stage of the lupus, I had joint pains, lung involvement, I had also renal problems, and I got necrosis of the hips. That means that I lost the ball joint on my hips, for which reason I have had to have a hip replacement, in fact, a double hip replacement. I've also had a renal transplant as a result of the lupus attack on my kidneys. But to the glory of God, I am alive, well, and I've lived a full normal life even after I was diagnosed with lupus. I've had 2 children after my diagnosis, telling you that life and living your full life after being diagnosed with lupus or having lupus is possible. Lupus forms a part of a body of autoimmune diseases where your body produces antibodies that it doesn't need, which end up getting into areas in the body and causing a flare and disease. However, lupus is not a death sentence. When you have been diagnosed with lupus, you can live your full life. However, you need care. When I had the lupus, at that time, there was not much knowledge about it here in Ghana. So I had to be taken to England, where I was blessed to be under the care of one of the world's authorities in lupus research, Dr. Graham Hughes. He treated me with his group of doctors, and he taught me a lot about the disease in order to be able to know my body, to know the disease, and to know what to do. They also treated me with medication, steroids, and other medications. The problem we have today is that a lot of people, when diagnosed with lupus, because of fear of the medication, especially steroids, do not want to be under medication. The steroids, yes, do have their effects, but it's nothing compared to the ravaging, destructive work of lupus. Lupus is like a fire, and it needs to be dosed with medication in order to bring it under control. Lupus does not mean the end of your life. It just simply means that you need to take better care of yourself. You need to be under a doctor, a rheumatologist, who will treat you. You need to have counsel. You need to take proper care of yourself in living a healthy lifestyle. Today in Ghana, lupus patients are not wanting because through God's grace, a wonderful doctor, Dr. Ida Day, came to Ghana after much study in England. She is now consultant rheumatologist in Kolebu Hospital. Dr. Ida Day has formed the Rheumatology Initiative, which is a body whose focus is on education, advocacy, and research into autoimmune diseases. The foundation supports more than 200 people with lupus, especially women with lupus, and some men, because lupus does affect men. They support them with help in medication, as people also support the group. They help with education. They help them with learning skills so that they can find jobs or create work for themselves to be able to support their medical or medication bills. Altogether, I think Dr. Ida Day is doing a great job. And so if you have been diagnosed with lupus, please, the Rheumatology Initiative will be a great help to you under the watch of Dr. Ida Day. Lupus is not the end of life. If you find yourself with some of the symptoms of lupus, which is the malar rash, that is a red rash on your face, kidney problems, joint pains, fevers, night sweats, you need to go and check it out. Do not be afraid to take your medication. Oftentimes, people with lupus don't want to take their medication because of the steroid component. But the steroid will give you a moon face. You might put on a bit of weight, but then it saves your life. The steroids are the answer to dosing the fire of the lupus. I had the moon face. Oftentimes when I was on the steroid, I lost my hip, as I said to you before, but then it's been replaced. So all the side effects of any of the drugs that you've been given to control your lupus can be handled. But if you don't take the medication, you will lose your life itself. So I want to encourage you, take your medication as given to you by your doctor. Don't stop of your own accord. Work together with your doctor and your caregiver, and you will be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. And if you are diagnosed with lupus, don't be afraid, because like me, you can live your full life. I would also want to add, as a woman of God, that prayer and my faith in God has been key to my healing and my survival. I became menopause at 40, and that is when the lupus went into remission, because the hormones that really fire up the lupus were no longer so active. And so it is possible for the disease also to go into remission at a point in life. But until then, I'll say to you, take your medication, see your doctor regularly, and live a healthy lifestyle, and have faith and have hope, because it is possible to live a full, normal life after lupus. Today, I have 4 children. I'm in full-time ministry, and there's not a day that I do not have the strength to do whatever I have to do. So I'll say God bless you, and I pray for you that you will stand even in the face of this disease, which seems like it will ravage you, but it won't. Just get medical care and take your medication. Please don't stop taking your medication at any time. In the fullness of time, everything will be perfected for you. God bless you.
My name is Yemi. I'm the country manager for Ethiopian Airlines. So I encourage all of you to keep on watching African Women's Voices.
If you didn't make it in your 20s, you can make it in your 30s. And if you didn't make it in your 30s, you can make it in your 40s. And if you didn't make it in your 40s, you can make it in your 50s. And just remember Grandma Moses. She was a painter. And she didn't start painting until, I think, in her 80s. And one of the most prolific painters.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
Never
so
too
have
late.
fun. That's what it's all about.
Hello, African women. We are still at the She Achievers event here in East Legon in SEEP's premises here in Accra. I'm going to be speaking to somebody who is really special to us here right now, because she is the country manager of Ethiopian Airlines. And join me as I make welcome Yemsrach. Yemsrach, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Awesome. So the question I'm going to be asking Yemsrach, I know you're itching to ask that question, is I need to find out from Yemsrach actually what leadership lessons she's learned over the years since she's found herself in a leadership position as a woman. So take it away.
Thank you for having me. So in leadership, what I feel as a woman that you really need to know is you need to be persistent, you need to work hard, and be expert in what you do. So if you know what you're doing, it will be very easy for you to be a leader. So like if you are an expert and if you know what you are exactly doing, then that will make the leadership very easy. That's my view on that.
So we need to be able to work hard. We need to be persistent, because a lot of times women are not persistent. We just feel like, okay, we've tried and that's it. We can't go any further. But from what Yemsrach is saying, you need to keep persistent, even when the results you're actually looking for are not happening. I told Yemsrach I'm going to be asking her only one question, but let's try and see if she can answer the second question. And this has to do with the strategies that women need to adopt to be able to find themselves in leadership roles. You know, a lot of times people feel that we actually do other things to be able to get there. Yemstrach is going to be telling us what it is that women need to use as a strategy to be able to get into leadership roles.
In my opinion, the one and only strategy will be never give up. So you should never give up. You should try as much as you can. Put all your efforts. So if you try and if you put your efforts, there's no reason why you cannot achieve what you want to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much.